The deed has been done over the last 2 days with Bowie backdooring Cameron, putting him up on the block next to Suri, who wanted to stay on the block and let Felicia be saved, which I still feel like can go either way if it's smart from Suri there. I actually do like it as a social move for the most part because I think Picture Perfect pointed out in the comments that she's going to be safe, and it is a smart move. I think I was just talking about that, this game, this house, this entire season has been fickle every single day, and it is it's never a good idea to want to stay on the block, in my opinion. But from Suri, I like it as a social move because Felicia has been so paranoid about Suri, and they've had some off and on bad feelings with each other, and Felicia's always felt like Suri's been safer than her in this game. So that was actually smart of Suri with the whole dynamic with Felicia. Overall, though, I don't think you ever should want to stay on the block. Now, before Cam was backdoored, both Bowie and, of course, America, who can never not talk too much, both basically told Cameron that he was going up on the block. And so Cameron went into defensive mode, or at least tried to. Now, once that Cameron was put on the block, he has started to try and cause his chaos that he likes to cause. This time really trying to throw Matt and Jag under the bus because he finally sees, although he already should have known this, that they have been doing a lot of controlling of the game lately. Where Cameron just looks like such a bad player to me over the past few weeks is that during the dead week, during the week where nothing was happening with the zombie twist, Jared and Cam kept talking about how Matt and Jag were working with Corey in America, and Jared was trying to get Cam to work with Blue and Suri. And then when Cam wins HOH, he does not try and work with Blue and Suri. And I'm not saying, because I know Cam stands have been begging and pleading for him to get out Suri, but it was never smart. It was just another instance of Cam's social game being atrocious because he did not even try and have a game with Suri during his HOH. He did not. I mean, he had a little bit of a relationship with Blue where they were always teasing each other about how they hate each other, and Cam knew that Blue was going after Corey, and Blue was trying to get Cam to go after Corey. But when Cam did not pull the trigger to go after Corey, he tried to fall back on working with Matt and Jag, when just the week before, he and Jared knew for a fact how close Matt and Jag were working with Corey in America. So Cam comes out of that HOH looking worse and worse as we go in hindsight day by day here, because now that he's on the block, he's trying to work with Suri and Blue, when this is just what he should have done last week. The problem with Cam is that he just does not have the finesse. Well, the biggest problem, he has no social game, period. Nobody's liked Cam this entire game. Cam has never been able to make good personal relationships this entire game outside of Red, and that is a Cam problem. That is definitely a social game problem from Cam. But more so, he just does not have finesse. I mean, nobody this season has had finesse when it comes to this game. That's because, as we've talked about many times, how often everyone tells everyone everything. And this is just another case of that. We saw America telling Cam all this information before he was backdoored, and Cam kind of working her at first, but since then they've had some arguments today. But before we get there, Cam going after Matt and Jag, really putting a target on Jag. See, one thing Matt does have, and although I feel like his game is barely better than anybody else's, he does at least have an ounce of finesse. An ounce of it. Because what he's good at is not growing his target, even though he is also pulling the strings. And having that duo with Jag is a big part of the reason why. Because as I've talked about the last couple of videos, Jag and his torture tactics, always trying to strong arm everyone lately into his ideas, is a way to get his ideas push through with his annoyingness of how he repeats himself over and over, but it also makes him look like the person in charge there. It grows his target, and Matt can kind of hide behind Jag as a shield. And Matt told Cam that he didn't know about the blind side until very shortly before, and Cam seems to believe him. So even though Cam has been throwing both Jag and Matt under the bus, especially to Suri, I think he is more effective in pushing Jag under the bus. And Cam's trying to do this with more than just Suri, but Suri seems to be the only person really listening to what Cam has to say, at least yesterday, and thinking that either Matt or Jag needs to go, specifically Jag, and Suri needs to work with Felicia and Blue to make that happen. Now, when Cam went on and on to Blue about all his info, Blue, of course, plays like everyone else and took that info to Jag and Matt and Corey in America, telling them about everything Cameron was saying about them. Blue, I guess that's a way of her trying to cover herself on all sides. I don't know why continuously we have to deal with everyone telling everyone everything, but clearly it's not going to stop even with just 4 weeks left. So Blue went and did that, but she didn't throw Suri under the bus for kind of believing Cameron and thinking Cameron's ideas are the right ideas. I've liked seeing Suri play more again over the past couple days. Since Izzy went home and then Jared went home, she's really just done everything she can to not play and to just kind of fall under the radar, because her first third of the season was quite messy when she was leading the game. But she's done a good job falling back under the radar. But now I do think she is going to try and start playing more and more. Two things working against her. Both those things are just Felicia, really. She has to work with Felicia, who is a very emotional player, like I've talked about before, but also has a lot of bad reads. And those two together, like I think I said in my last video, stokes a lot of paranoia. Now, another thing that I don't think is working for them is Felicia's idea of trying to get the women to work together again. Felicia's been pushing this all season, and it's yet to come to fruition. And with 4 weeks left, I don't see it coming to fruition. A lot of that will certainly have to do with America. America will never be on board for that all-women Final 5 or Final 4. America has only exclusively tried to work with men this entire season, other than maybe Blue at one point, but now she has been pretty gung-ho about going to the end with Corey, Matt, and Jag, even though there has been discussions between Corey and America now possibly going after Matt and Jag sooner than they were anticipating going after them. But these players flip-flop every single day. It's impossible to sit here and talk about on any given day what these players actually want to do, because we saw throughout the entire zombie week how Cam seemed to know he needed to get out some combination of Corey, Jag, or Matt. And Cam knew that in his gut, and Cam knew he had nothing to lose, and he didn't do it anyway. So I can't really sit here and think that Corey and America are actually going to go after Matt and Jag as soon as this next week. But maybe they actually will. As for Matt and Jag going after Corey and America, I think they know they need one of them out soon too. But, Jag's always trying to make that wait until later in the game. He's always trying to protect Corey and America, even though Corey would take that shot at Jag within the next 2 weeks. It might not be next week, but certainly within the next 2 weeks, if Corey gets a chance, he will take that shot. Now, today, America and Cam had a confrontation, even though Cam tried to walk away from it. But I think that kind of changed Cam's tune of only trying to blow up Jag and Matt's game. After falling out with America once again, Cam's now also trying to blow up Corey and America's game. And at the end of it all, Suri now thinks that either Corey or Jag needs to go next. Doesn't really matter who. I see a lot of people thinking that Jag needs to go, before Corey if Suri or Felicia or Blue are going to have a chance in this game. And maybe Jag and Matt are definitely better competition players. They will be bigger threats in competitions. But there's bound to be some comps coming up where Corey is going to be able to win on his smarts. He chokes in competitions, yes. Not as much as his girlfriend America, but he certainly chokes a lot as well. But he's bound to win some competitions too. So I think either combination of the four, Matt, Jag, America, Corey going, helps Felicia, Blue, and Suri for sure. Bowie is also still, playing finally. It's good to see Bowie finally playing. 9 weeks into this damn game, she's finally playing. She is another one that's a hypocrite like Jag, though. I've thrown Jag under the bus a lot for being a hypocrite and being an annoying crybaby. Bowie's another one who was very emotional earlier in this season about how people were mean to her and how people were not treating her right in the game, and now she is trying to be super cutthroat with Cameron, which I find funny, but whatever. She's a hypocrite as well. All in all, Cam has caused some chaos. He's trying to blow up people's games that are his perceived enemies as he goes out the door this week, most likely. I think it's really mostly working on Suri, and then to an extent Felicia and kind of Blue, but like I said, Blue's trying to cover all of her bases, I think. But is Suri going to win an HOH? It's hard to believe. Will Jag and Matt try and throw the HOH like usual because they still think they could get other people to do their bidding? That could be dangerous, and that could be dangerous for Matt as well, even though Jag would be the main target probably. But if Jag wins veto, and he's good at playing in vetoes, Matt could be in trouble there. So I think we are at a point in the game where it's every week's just going to not be too exciting until a competition, unfortunately. And then after a competition, we get a night that might be semi-exciting. Or after a veto ceremony, we get a night that might be a little more exciting. Outside of that, though, it's more of the same, where the cast talks too much. They flip-flop all day long about what they actually want to do and who their targets are. So we will probably not really get a clear idea until the next HOH.